this video, we are going to discuss the rest of the part which was discussed in the transfer statements. So, in the transfer statement, we discuss for loop, while loop, and some of the infinity loops we discussed in the previous sections. And now, in this today topics, we are discuss about the two things. First is about the break statement, and the second is about the continue statement. So, these are the keywords which are available in the Python, and how to use that break statement, where to use that break statement, and how such same for the continue statement we will discuss in the this today sessions. So first of all, break statement. So break statement is something when suppose that if you are iterating over the for loop or while loop, you are in the iterations in the loop, and in the sometimes suppose you want to make the break of that loop based on certain conditions, then you can have the break statement. So break statement nothing but the break the statement inside the for loop to break the execution of the for loop, right? I will discuss this part in the detail in the explanation and example, but let's continue with the continue statement. So continue statement nothing but suppose that if you write a continue and in the for loop, if certain conditions are met and continue statement will be executed, in that case that iteration will be skipped. That iteration will be skipped and that will go on the next iterations. So suppose that in the for loop you are iterating from the 0 to till 10, right? But in the iteration, during the iteration, if iteration count is become a 2, right, means that is the even number, that become a even number, whatever the even number iterations is happening, that even number iteration is going to be executed with the continue statement, and that part is going to skip that iterations, means whatever the code is written in the below of the continue statement, that will be skipped for that iterations. So let's discuss this topic in the detail with the help of example in the Databricks. So I'm directly jumping into the Databricks part. So let's discuss first of all the break statement. So break statement and continue statement both are the use for the breaking or like skipping the for loop or iterations, whatever the iteration, whatever the loop, either the while loop or for loop is going to happen. So suppose that we have the for loop, right? And that for loop is going to iterate 10 times. 0 to 10 means range of the 10, right? How many numbers? 10 numbers. So this will going to iterate 10 times, right? And during the iteration, I just want to have one statement, one condition. If I is equal to 10, then you have to break the for loop. Means the iteration will be happen till the 0 to till 6. If iteration number is become a 7, in that case this statement will be become a true, and in that case break statement will be going to execute. So rest of the iteration will be the skipped. Rest of the iteration will be going to skip and the loop will be breaked, right? So in this case iteration will be start from the 0 because range of the 10 means 0 to till 9, right? So first iteration I will become a 0, then second I will become a 1, 2, 3, like that, and all the iteration is going to be print each and every number based on this print statement. And once I is become a 7, right, in that case that will become a true is this if conditions, and that become a true, it means that processing will be going to be break and this break statement going to execute, and rest of the part will be skipped, right? And for loop is going to be break in this case. So this is the nothing but a statement of the use of the break statement. Now coming to the second example. So in the second example, suppose that if you have the for loop, if you have the collection of the item 10, 20, 600, like that, right? These are the card. Okay, suppose that if any item which you are going to purchase which having the more than 500 rupees, in that case you just going to be skipped, or you just going to be break the iterations. So these are the having the number, right? And suppose that whatever the number, if we found which is the greater than the 500, in that case we have to break the for loop. So we are iterating over each and every number one by one. First iteration will become with the 10 number. This 10 number is greater than 500, that will come a false. This will statement will going to skipped, right? Second iteration is also going to skip. Third iterations, 600 will become in here, and 600 is greater than 500, this statement is become a true. This if statement become a true, in that case this iteration, this statement is going to be execute first statement, second statement, and then break statement will execute. In that case the for loop is going to be breaked in this case. So only 10 and 20 is going to be print, and rest of the part is not going to be print, correct? So this is the beauty of the break statement. Now coming to the continue statement. So in the continuous statement, suppose that if any condition, whatever you have mentioned in the for loop or while loop, if any condition has been satisfied, in that case this continue statement will be going to execute, right? And after that, whatever the code is written in the below of the continue statement, that will be going to be skipped for that iteration. That will be going to skip for that iterations. It means that that execution will be going to be the next iterations, correct? So suppose that these are the numbers contain the range of the 10, means from the 0 to till 9. These number are the collection of the item which are going to be iterate over each and every loop. And now you are only required to print the odd number, not the even number, right? Only print the odd number. So in that case, whatever the even numbers are there, you need to be skipped, right? So for even numbers, I am just creating a one condition that if any number is divisible by 2, that is the even number. In that case, that condition will be satisfied. Then skip the print statement. This print statement is going to be skipped in that case, because we have the continue statement, right? So all the even number is not going to be print, all the odd number is going to be print here only. So in that case, this is the example of the continue statement. Let's see the another example. Suppose that you have the number of the item 10, 20, 0, 5, 0, 30. These are the numbers are there, and you have created one condition that if any number which is equal to the 0, in that case you do not have to execute the next of the lines, right? Because in the next of the line you are calculating the division, right? So whatever the number you have, that is going to be divide here itself, 100 divided by the number, right? And if any number which is equal to the 0, then you cannot divide any number with the 0, that is the infinity, right? So in that case, if you want to catch if any number is 0, so you do not have to proceed with the division. In that case, you just write one condition. If condition is true and is equal to 2, item is equal to 2, you do not have to proceed with this statement. You can just write a continue statement. This execution will be going to skip for that iterations if n is equal to 0, right? So the first, it will going to execute, second is going to be execute, third it's found as a 0, n will become a 0, this will become a true. In that case, this line is going to be print and this continue is going to be print, right? And this continue is going to be print. It means that this line of the statement is not going to be executed because this continue has been executed. So we have prevented the zero division in this case. So this is nothing but a beauty of this uh, continue statement. Let's another some of the examples are there, but these are the few simple example. With the help of that, you can understand the break statement and continue statements. So I hope you understand. Thank you so much.